All right, welcome back, and we're gonna call it take two on this project. It's actually really like take three or four. So I started a video on this, and I was redoing this build, which is why I'm calling it take three or four. And I botched that royally, and I jacked up the hands, and I had to order new hands, which is why these are here. And I actually was gonna just swap the dial, and then I put the dial in and I hated it and all this crazy stuff. So this is the dial that was gonna go in there, and I'll include some original footage, but we're basically remaking this whole video. And the reason was this new dial, while it is stunning and I love it, it's supposed to be a padi, the SRPE 99, I think, the blue and red, obviously, padi turtle. But I hated how this dial looked in here, and I'll cut in some clips of that. So I pulled it out to redo it, but ultimately the chapter ring on this was just too blue. Too like, sorry, I don't know why this is in the frame. That's something else. That's, oh, wrist check. Got the helm. Kuraburi titanium. This one just came in. This was trade or purchase. Now I can't even remember. But that one just came in today, so that's why I'm wearing it. Anyways, back to the turtle calamity. So after I didn't like that dial in it, I said, all right, I'm going to order some different stuff for that, which is what this is. And we're going to do a whole new build with that. But originally this watch, God, I'm just talking in circles, had this movement, different dial. Obviously, I kind of just threw this together, but this is a movement I've swapped between so many things now. And it's got it's my first, that was my first Seiko, and I stripped the date gear, so I couldn't manually change the day and date. So that's why I never ended up wearing this, and so I got a new movement and blah, blah, blah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this dial out, or we're gonna pull the movement out, we're gonna put these red hands on it, and we're gonna call it a day on this one. And then we're gonna build this other one. That'll be another video, but we're gonna build it with some, like a blue, let's see what we got here, maybe a dark blue or a, anyways, come back for that video and you'll see the second turtle build. We're going to set all this stuff to the side. Here's the new movement for that one. Just got all these parts in today. Don't worry, I've got a plan for this one. It's got the bad date. That is going to go into this no date explorer style build, and I'm going to take the movement out of here, which actually is an NH35 with a date function, and I'm going to put that into, holy smokes, we're getting way off on a tangent, into this 62 Moss. So a couple of builds coming up here soon, so come on back for all of those as I move stuff around my bench. Sorry, those are going to be a lot of fun. So here we go, let's get started on this one. Oh, I almost forgot. We are going to be using my brand new hand press. Now I don't have a movement holder for this yet, but I believe you can take this one out of here, and I'm just going to use this one and set it in place or hold it in place. Actually, I might even be able to just set it on there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we got the finger cots on, so you know it's business time. I kind of loosened up this case back. Now here's the plan. I was going to try to pull this little pedestal off, but I think I'm just going to hold it in place and gently press like that. That should be enough clearance. I should be good. But ultimately, I've got one of these little movement holders coming, but I'm just so impatient. I want to start this build process. I did also switch the tips or the nibs to the plastic ones, and I just think that's a better idea than using the metal ones, especially on the hands for this one are painted, and I don't really want to ding those up. All right, let's get this case open and get this gasket off. This poor thing has been jacked with so many times. All right, let's see here. Unscrew that crown. pull it out so we can get the movement out. I've said it before and I'll say it again, one of the best things to do to get a movement out, get your tweezers in that little slot where the crown goes and just lift up an edge to make sure that it's free. So many of these want to stick down and then you got to really bang on it to get it out. All right, there we go. So let's get the crown back in here. The dial didn't want to, seem to not want to be down all the way. Anyways, all right, so we'll get it in the movement holder. I think I'm going to try to change this camera angle so that you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing, because that's not going to work too well for you. And I don't want to use my left hand because that's my non-dominant hand. So let's change this camera angle and I'll be right back. All right, that's much better. Now I can do this and I'll try to, I'm going to angle myself a little bit and you guys can still see what's going on. Hopefully that's enough light under there. Let's see if I drop one of these big studio lights down. Is that better? Yeah, I think so. All right, so here we go. The movement's in there. This is how I'm gonna do it. Now what I'll have to do is I'll have to carefully make sure that it's centered, because this movement holder is not gonna be self-centering like the other ones that are built for this platform, but that's okay. Okay, so let's get my Rodico here and put the hands in this little plastic tray. Oh, I almost forgot a very important part. So let's give this a wind and then let's hack the movement and we'll rotate it till the day and date click over. You guys can't really see that, but that's all right. You get the gist. Here we go. Beautiful. So there's our midnight. So I'm going to put this hand down. We're going to get it kind of lined up. I think I can still do the trick where when you're pushing down you turn it, but I'm gonna just make sure that it's perfect. That's pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna put it up here. And okay, it's my first time using this tool. Didn't hear a click. Looking under my loop. That is, oh man, that's beautiful. It's like, it's perfect. I can't believe I didn't buy one of these sooner, man. Oh my God, that is, I'm gonna give it just another little, just a little boop. Look at it through the loop. Oh my God. That hand is so flat. Oh jeez. It makes me want to jump for joy. That is incredible. So now we'll get the other hand lined up here. Get the minute hand. And the other thing we're going to do is give this a little turn. Boop. So now we're using the next plunger. Pretty straightforward. All right, get that lined up. That is pretty good. Okay. Now we're gonna put it up here. You know what? I'm going to pull it off for a second, and I'm gonna spin the hour hand. It seemed to, I think I bumped it just a little bit, and it wasn't like perfectly at midnight. So we're gonna spin it around again. This camera angle kind of sucks for this kind of thing, but hopefully you guys can Okay. Something just fell off my desk. What you can't see is behind all this stuff is just a heap of stuff piled up. It's horrendous. And I didn't want you to see that. I'll have to go through that. Oh man, this minute hand is bent. God damn it. When this came packaged, it came in a little Ziploc bag, and I bought it from Amazon, and it was underneath. It was in the same box as this. And then when I tore the bag open, I was worried I bent some stuff, and I think I did. So we're gonna just give that like a push in this flat tray. Let me just, can I salvage this? Oh God. I think so. This watch is just fighting me tooth and nail the whole way. I may just throw this whole thing away. Honestly, like, I ordered the hands off Amazon because I could get them just like a little bit faster, and I was being so impatient to get this project done, and they shipped them packaged like crud. They weren't in one of these little plastic containers that normally they they'll like put the hands in one of these little, you know, these little jobbers, and then in a plastic container or something. Nope, they didn't do any of that. So great. Hopefully this isn't going to cause any major problems. Let's press it on. Oh boy, that went on too easy. And boy, it looks like, it's hard to see, but it looks like some little paint around the pinion came off. Oh my God. Can you see that little black paint? Great, that's really cool. Thanks, Amazon. And that second hand is like not nearly big enough to cover that up. This watch, man, I'm telling you, when I had the bad movement in there, I never wore it because I told myself it wasn't going to bother me, and it bothered me. And then I jacked up the hands, and I got some new ones, and now the new ones are jacked up. Oh, the second hand is kind of bent a little bit too, and it looks like it's got a scuff on it, just some schmutz. Let's see if we can we give that second hand a little flex. All right, that's straightened it out a little bit. So, oh man, this is going to be the tricky part. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this because Lord knows I'm not sure if I can even see it. Okay, let's get this in there. I cannot get my loop close enough. There we go. Okay, so that's not centered. I may have to use a manual second-hand press, which I was hoping to not have to do. Whew, there we go. That went on pretty well. And I'm gonna have to flex the tip up just a little bit, but that's pretty good. Oh my God, these hands all like are drooping down. Amazon, what are you doing? Normally you're good, and then you do something like this. What a mess, man. I mean, it's probably the shipper that, the seller on Amazon, right? But, oh, that was too much. Too much. Let me get one of my my little manual hand presses back out and give that a little flex down. This build is just fighting me every step of the way. It just doesn't want to happen. I mean, They clear fine. That minute hand, it looks pitiful. Looks like a Salvador Dali painting. Yeah, that just drives me nuts, man. Drives me nuts. They're not expensive, but they're not really cheap either. You know, this is a terrible idea. Oops. Oh boy. Okay, it's fine. You know what I'm gonna do? Just to really screw this whole thing up. How can I just mess it up as bad as I can get it? Well, it's not. I'm not getting that any better. Just droopy hands. But whatever, from straight on top, you're never gonna know. Except I'll know, and then I'm not gonna wear this watch because it'll bother me. That's what'll happen. So that's cool. Anyways, let's move this out of the way. Let's get you back up into a better camera angle. There we go. So let's get this dial cleaned off, and then let's get it put back together so we can just move on with our lives and get on to the non-cursed build. Boy, this thing is just filthy, covered in dust. I suppose I can blow it off. All right, so we got it all cleaned up. We got it all taken care of. I suppose I should double check the case inside to make sure it's clean. Looks like it. Everything is on the outside. Okay, so we're dubbing this the Cursed Turtle. What a nightmare. Let's get it back in the case before I throw it against the wall. It's such a fun blue color too. And it's got the kanji day date wheel. Not that that really matters at all because I never see that. Oh, there you can see it's on the kanji right now. I almost shouldn't even. I should have swapped it with the other one that is plain, but again, I just don't care. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. It's together. It all seems to be working. Let's get this case back gasket in there. I'll be happy to see this thing done. And then, like I said, I'll probably end up never wearing it because I'll be, in the back of my head, it'll be like, oh, the hands are jacked up. And actually, honestly, I don't know how much you can see, but on the top of the date window, there's a little scratch, and there's some little, like tiny little nicks in the dial because these sunburst dials are so finicky. But what are you gonna do? So there it is. Let's do the 10-10 thing. Just like that. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's get that crown screw back in. I don't know that I'm even going to put links to any of this stuff in the description. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure. This one is like, ugh, it just makes me sick. But it is a cool looking watch. That blue, that sunburst blue. I'm going to get pictures of it out in the daytime. It is beautiful. This is very Superman. I was going for the SRP E99 padi homage because I really love that watch, and I don't know why I haven't bought one yet because I've bought so many other things, but I haven't. I built this one. I started building this one first, and then I was like, well, I shouldn't buy one because I kind of already have one, and that was stupid. But anyways, this is much more of like a Superman. The chapter ring's more Superman blue. The dial is more you know, man, the dial is like just crazy dynamic. So maybe this will just be the Superman turtle. And then I got a red, white, and blue NATO strap to put this on for like 4th of July and stuff like that. Maybe I'll throw it on that right now and show you how that looks. All right, just kidding. That NATO strap is in the bedroom with my sleeping wife right now, so we're not going to wake her up. So I just threw it on the Islander bracelet, and honestly, this watch doesn't even deserve that. It's like, oh, this build has been such a nightmare, but it's pretty cool looking. You know, later this week I'll probably wear it once or twice and see how it looks, and you know, it is fun. Those colors do look cool. You know, it's growing on me. It was such a pain to get this thing done, and so that's where I'm at with that right now. Honestly, what I'll probably do, because this other case has like a cheaper turtle bracelet, I'll probably swap these two because I think I'm gonna like this one better. But anyways, come back for that video. Thanks, guys.